I saw something move. I can just see there now. It's a eastern water skink. There he goes. He just pulled his head in. Pull your head in, lizard. That's a lovely looking log jam just there. Oh, got him. Oh, I actually watched him come out and grab that then. I watched that cod come out and take that about 2 inches under the surface. I was just about to open my mouth and say the water's quite dirty looking, but I reckon I'll still catch a fish. And before I had a chance to say boo, out came this little Murray cod. I actually saw him come and grab it. Look at that. Nice little Murray cod of around 30 centimetres long, caught on the big #1 stump jumper. Quite often I get people asking me, just a general question, hey Robbie, what's a good lure for Murray cod? Usually I get these sort of general questions like that from kids, and quite often the answer is try a big stump jumper, because the big #1 stump jumpers are a great all-rounder. They're easy to get hold of. I'll get him right down close to the water. There you go, buddy. See you, mate. There he goes. The big #1 stump jumpers, they're easy to buy. They're very well priced. They come in a great range of colours, and they're tried and proven. They just catch fish. What I find when the water's dirty like this is that it's best to just make more casts than what you usually would into each little spot. I've just made one cast now, took 2 or 3 in. In clear water you can get away with just making 1 or 2, and there's a tiger snake. I don't know whether this camera's picking up or not. I'm going to see if I can zoom in. Quite a long tiger snake too. He's underneath all them roots over there. I'll see if I can pick him up with my mobile phone camera. He's actually just gone in behind all them roots. He's just coming out the other side of the roots there, see that? He's quite a big tiger snake by tiger snake standards. I like the old tiger snakes. They're actually quite a placid snake. They've just got really poor senses and they don't see you coming. And as a result, they get stood on quite often and they get startled quite easily. But right now, that tiger snake is just moving along that bank over there. He's just looking for something to eat, probably a frog. Happiness is a belly full of frogs, that's what the tiger snake says. And then in the background I can hear the thunder. We've got thunder, we've got snakes and we've got cod. All of my favourite things in the one afternoon. Love it. I'm looping your line now, I can hear it when I cast that out then. There it is. Oh. A few tangles in your line, a few loops in your line. Righto, that's all good. Now I'll cast as smooth as a baby's bum. You cannot be serious. Have a look at this. I've been fishing for about an hour. I got snagged earlier and I lost a big bassman spinnerbait. And it actually snapped at the reel. So I threaded it back up, rigged it all back up and everything ready to go. I've just caught a little cod down there. I've just had a big tangle on my reel and now I've worked out why. Look at this. I haven't actually gone through the level wind. I've gone straight over the top of the reel. Oh, I swear to God I'm related to Russell Coit. If you saw my last cod fishing video with the 2 big 80 centimetre cod the other day, you would have seen the greatest Russell Coit moment of my life. This is more of a Wayne Gardner moment, this one. Old Straubs has been known to use lures without hooks on them from time to time. This spot's got all the ingredients, it's got everything I like. I don't think it's overly deep, but I think it's deep enough. Maybe 3 or 4 feet, which is quite good. I love this brown grind build up with all the leaves on it here. That provides great habitat. You'll notice I'm keeping my voice down. I do believe in a stealth-like approach. I'm fishing. Got him. Oh, lost him. I saw him going there. Looked like he was about 45 or 50 centimetres. He come out from under that grime just there. Now, didn't I just say to you a minute ago that I love that sort of real grimy sort of build up like that? I don't think he'll be back because I felt quite a bit of weight then. I reckon he was a good 40 or 50 centimetre cod. He wasn't a huge fish. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you he was a really big fish. But I think he was considerably bigger than that last one that I caught before. And I tell you what, I'm going to come back here in a little while and I'm going to pay him a visit later on because I reckon he'll come back out. I don't think I'll see him again in the next 5 minutes, but I reckon I might see him again later on tonight. But I also reckon it probably won't be with this lure because that's pretty firmly set. That snag. Rightio, let's see if the Terry Alexander homemade lure retriever can save me this lure. That's wrapped around a lot of stuff down there. I don't like my chances, to be honest. I've got it. Look at that. Look at that. Hey? What did I call this on a YouTube video a while back? The Terry Alexander baked potato lure retriever or some bloody thing. That is an absolute gem that my old man made for me years ago. That just saved me 10 or 12 bucks, whatever these are worth, 12 or 13 bucks. Got him! He came out of the fast water and out of all that real thick crap over there. He's only a little fish. He's only got one hook in too. In him. Oh, open your mouth, buddy. I don't like it when you get the old lockjaw thing happening. Right, come here, buddy. Oh, come on, mate. I'll get my. I was going to unhook him with my fingers, but I have learnt in the past that that can be very, very dangerous. So, it's okay when you're using a spinnerbait with just one hook. Lovely little Murray cod of around 40 centimetres. Not a big fish, but still great fun all the same. Taken on the number 2 stump jumper in bright green colour. Oh shit, off he goes. He's happy. Happy as a cod with a tummy full of bright green stump jumpers. I like greens, I like brights, particularly when the water's quite off colour. This water's quite dirty in the spot that I'm fishing, so I've gone for a nice bright coloured lure. Now that is a lot smaller than the big number 1 stump jumper that I was using earlier. I caught one little cod a bit smaller than that one, then lost another one just under a tree just down here a few minutes ago. So I've decided to go smaller because there's a few small fish around. So in a sense, I am targeting small fish to try and get a few numbers on the board, I suppose. Get a few runs on the board. I'm still using the same size mustard fast hatch hook, a line clip, sorry. Remember, fast to attach. That's why it's called fast hatch. It's a great big one, but they work just as well as small lures. You can just twist the line clip and you twist the lure on and off, just like that. I'm stuck with a similar colour to what I was using, but a smaller size to try and pick up a few smaller fish. Now, I have caught a 90 centimetre Murray cod on one of these little number 2 stump jumpers, and I've seen cod over a metre caught on them, so even though you're not specifically targeting big fish with these smaller lures, big fish will hit them. I get quite a lot of questions in the comments on my YouTube channel. I get a lot of questions and I get a lot of suggestions on videos to make, and I thank everybody for it. One of the videos I want to make soon based on the suggestions is just a heap of tips on how to fish the small skinny water like this. But one of the questions I get asked a lot is, what rod am I using? I'm using a Venom 6 kilogram bait caster. It's quite an expensive rod, but it's a very, very, very good quality rod. I don't know a lot about technical data, technical stuff, but but I know what a good fishing rod feels like. This rod is nice and stiff when you go to cast, allowing the lure to just glide out perfectly like that. I can cast that little number 2 stump jumper underarm and a fish just hit it while I was talking. I just caught one there, and while I'm just talking about my fishing, I didn't almost caught another one. Let's see if he comes back. I could have even hit a carp. And there's a few carps swimming around at the moment. But as I was saying, a nice stiff rod enables accurate casting. Stiff rods are great for accurate casting. And this rod is nice and stiff, yet it needs to load up under the weight. When you've got a fish on, you need a rod that can really load right up and bend over and take the weight. And this rod does that just fine. When I broke my last Venom, just before Christmas, I used one of my old rods that I used to use years ago. I'm not going to say what brand it is because I don't want to look like I'm defaming any particular company. But it's quite a well-known rod, and it's a good rod. It's $120, $130 rod, and it does the job well, but I found it quite awkward to cast with. I had trouble casting accurately with that rod. As soon as I got my new Venom, bang, I can pinpoint all my casts exactly where I want them. And when you're fishing small water in particular, casting is everything. So a good rod will be nice and stiff when you're casting, allowing you to cast far and to cast accurate, and yet it'll have the flex to bend over when it's got weight pulling the other end. And in my last YouTube video with the 80cm cod that I caught, you can clearly see this rod bent right over under the weight of that fish, and it just stood up beautifully. The Venom 6kg bait caster. If I was fishing for bigger cod more often down at the lower end of the Murray River, or even down at Lake Mulwale, or even the lower reaches of the Ovens River where there's a few more big cod, if I was fishing down there more regularly and targeting bigger cod, I may prefer an 8kg Venom. But for the small water that I fish, and even when I do go to Lake Mulwale and everything, the 6kg is just a beautiful rod. The 6kg bait caster rod. It's actually called Venom 6kg bait caster. That's the name of the rod. That's what I use. It's the second one. I replaced it with the same one as the last one because I loved the last one. It was my fault that it broke. Oh, fly. Oh, he hit it again. He said it's only a little fish. Oh my God. I have got shivers going right down my spine at the moment. He's only a small fish. He did it 3 times. That first boof, you probably can't see it in the dark. I have got goosebumps. I just was not expecting that at all. Will he come back for a 4th? Got him. Got him on the 4th. Hey, look at him jumped out of the water like a big old bloody trout. Did you see that? Oh dear, it's pretty dark, so I don't know whether the camera would have picked it up or not. He jumped out of the water. He jumped clear out of the water like a bloody trout. I'm not joking. Oh, there he goes. He just got off. I was just about to lift the hook out, and he got off. Saved me having to bend over and do it. Little Murray cod of around 30cm. He just took that Coolabung cod walker. It's a little 90mm cod walker. And I think it's 90, might even be 70mm actually. I think it's 70mm. He hit that. He hit it bloody 4 times. But the first boof frightened the absolute bejesus out of me. I just was not expecting that. And even more unexpected was when he actually hit it, when he hooked up, he leapt a foot out of the water. He jumped this high out of the water like a trout. I've never seen a Murray cod do that when I've hooked one.